Club Emporium. And while we were gone last week, second location unlocked. No, we're doing this from a prestigious seat on the couch because of the prestigious film we just watched. No, we're talking about the new film, the directorial debut, and somewhat apparently divisive film, The Bride. Maggie Gyllenhaal's take on the Bride of Frankenstein mythos, with Jesse Buckley, Christian Bale, an all-star cast really. Christian Bale, Peter Skarsgård, Penelope Cruz, Annette Bening. We just got done watching it, and I think I can say for certainty one of the main components of this movie being as divisive as it is, honestly kind of has to do with marketing, because the marketing for this movie looks like this is a very straightforward, we're doing the Bride of Frankenstein meets Bonnie and Clyde in like 20 Chicago. And that's all we're doing. And while those elements are in this film, this movie is doing a lot more than that. Some for the better, some for the worst. I will say, first and foremost, I really did overall enjoy this movie. I could see if you went into it with certain expectations, really being turned off by it. Most importantly, though, to me, with this film is the acting. This movie is fearlessly acted. Jesse Buckley, who I first really saw in Men, because I'm the one person on Earth, the one man or woman that liked that movie apparently. But she's fantastic at that. I know she's kind of the front runner this year's Oscars. She is, dare I say, electric in this movie. She is phenomenal. She's doing both this bride character. There's such a weird tone, a weird take on this movie. So, again, if you're wanting a straightforward Bride of Frankenstein, Bonnie and Clyde in the 20s, this ain't it. The movie opens with Jessie Buckley playing the ghost of Mary Shelley, giving her best timeless Toni Storm impression, before possessing a young woman played by Jessie Buckley. That ultimately leads to her becoming the central component of being the bride. You have Christian Bale, of course. Christian Bale has got a Christian Bale. Him in this makeup, he looks great. It's a good looking Frankenstein. You know, it's very, very reminiscent of a really good mixture of like Karloff with the Robert De Niro Frankenstein from the Kenneth Branagh movie. And I will say there are a lot of callbacks to other Frankenstein films. Some that work really well and some that I'm still scratching my head about, because I think besides the marketing, one of the problems you're going to have with this movie is that there are a lot of times where this movie doesn't know what it's wanting to be. You know, again, you do have this element of this is Mary Shelley's telling this is her version of the Bride of Frankenstein because her ghost said so. It is very much a Bonnie and Clyde movie. It's got this great looking cinematography and set designs with Annette Bening's laboratory that feels very like comic book 20s. When you think of movies that like The Rocketeer. I know it was the 40s, but like The Rocketeer, The Shadow, um, The Phantom thing, movies like that kind of has that kind of art style in some locations. Uh, you have love story, have a mob boss who cuts the tongues out of people, randomly pops up to really serious up the movie. Meanwhile, there's a moment where the whole their whole Bonnie and Clyde country run is predicated on this like Fred Astaire esque film star. They're just driving around going to the movies. Uh, Played by Jake Gyllenhaal, doing his big sister a solid. Um, and then there's a scene that's both reminiscent of The Dark Knight because Maggie Gyllenhaal is in that, and then there's a thriller dance scene that breaks out to Putting on the Ritz. And I was like, of all the Frankenstein movies, Young Frankenstein was not on my bingo card to be referenced in this quasi-serious movie. And I still can't explain why. Not only do they start dancing, but like they are people at this party are like visually compelled to dance as well. And so we're all just doing this time warp dance to Putting on the Ritz. That just kind of happens and then never really is addressed at all. Again, there's just these moments of kind of goofiness. I mean, the movie ends and the Monster Mash starts playing. So the tone of this film is all over the place. However, I think if you go into this movie knowing that you're going to get an interesting take on these characters, a take you've never seen on these characters. Because again, it's we are referencing a lot of movies. This is a version of The Bride of Frankenstein you've not seen. We're not doing Elsa Lancaster. We're not doing Emma Stone in Poor Things. This is a wholly kind of interesting original take on this character. We're watching the movie almost through her eyes, but also knowing what's going on around her. And again, I cannot express how fearlessly acted. And that's the best way to describe it. The film is, especially Jessie Buckley, is phenomenal. I'll tell you right now, she was so good in this movie. Amber was so impressed by her. She hesitated this much before she said flat out no to watching Men, which is more than she usually hesitates. It's not her fault. This is a weird segue. I was watching the film, and she decided to sit down and start paying attention the last 10 minutes of the movie, and it was a real like, what are you watching? Shout out to Mid. That sounds the film, Alex Garland's film, not to my bros. We're way off topic here, but it's because I'm sitting not in my normal seat. I feel like out of body. Like I've just woken up and I'm a brand new, but this has gone off the rails. The point is, The Bride. I really dug it. It's a really fun, interesting take on the character. The acting from top to bottom is great. There are some amazing makeup effects. There are some moments where the movie does get grotesquely violent, and boy does it go for it. The movie doesn't hold any punches. It gives you 110% of it. I really enjoyed it. Now, if you go into expecting like a hard-boiled, movie like The Highwayman, but with Frankenstein's monster, like that's not what you're gonna get. This is a weird, trippy, romance love movie, almost kind of like True Romance. Honestly, thinking about True Romance is kind of the best. Honestly, kind of the best comparison I can make to this movie. Only if you thought True Romance was gonna be, if they told you, like, hey, you like Reservoir Dogs, and check out True Romance. This is very much kind of follows. This kind of feels like a spiritual like a cousin to True Romance. Now that I say that out loud. Uh, and so if you do nothing else, make sure you go and watch True Romance because it's fantastic. But I really like The Bride. I think you guys should check it out. And that'll do it for this review. I'll try to keep it for free because it is something to check out. Next week, though, I'm hoping to be able to the new A24 movie that's being touted as the scariest movie of the year. It's definitely supposed to be the scariest movie I'll hear all year with the new A24 film Undertone. And of course, we have Ready or Not 2 coming out. I think Nick's going to try to see that for post-theater charity. And then I'll just go ahead and tell you, if you were here a couple weeks ago, we did our best and worst 5. That live hangout replay is available. Go check it out. We had a lot of fun breaking down our best and worst movies last year. And this month, we are going to be talking about the one only Peter Weller. And no, we're not going to be talking about RoboCop. We got 6 movies for you that are not RoboCop. Help you kind of understand how awesome Peter Weller is outside of like your move, creep. But stay tuned for that. And the best way to stay tuned for that again is to do all the YouTube likes, the comments. Keep them coming. I enjoy hearing from you guys when we do, and let me know, especially if you see The Bride, what did you think about it? What were your expectations versus what you thought about it sitting in the theater? So until next week, when hopefully we got our listening ears on, I will see you guys next time.